The only difference between a hermit crab and a person is that we need a couch, a refrigerator, and maybe a microwave. How you guys doing? My name is Frankie, and I am going to inform you guys on how to become a real estate agent. Now, the reason why this topic is important to me is because in the future I want to get into architecture. The problem is I don't know a single thing about what's required for a house, and I want to build houses. So I figured, why not go ahead and look at houses? But then I took it a step further. How about I go ahead and look at houses and get paid for selling them off? And the best job for doing that is becoming a real estate agent. Um, Now, there are definitely a couple of steps to becoming a real estate agent, but it's important to remember that being a real estate agent is not as simple as you think it is. What you're essentially doing is you are assisting somebody in making one of the most important choices in their lives, and that is purchasing a house. Well, I guess I'll just get right into it. Now, first things first is you have to go ahead and take some real estate classes. Now, the thing is, well, there are two different ways that we can do this. You can take real estate classes online, or you can take real estate classes in person. Both of them would be about $500 for a course, or this would be like the range for the amount of money that you would spend. Now, in South Carolina, you are required to take 90 hours of classes. The thing is, if you are taking classes in person, you would essentially be in these classes for about 2 semesters. This would mean it would be almost a year long. While if you were to do classes online, which I definitely do urge you to do, you would be able to take these classes at your own pace. So you would more than likely be able to pass it or take these classes even faster than almost a year, maybe even sooner. Now, the reason why you take these classes is because they teach you a little bit about real estate law, things that you need to know before going into real estate. These classes are basically the basics of real estate. Once you take these classes, you are essentially eligible to take the real estate licensing exam in South Carolina. And once you take that, you'll get your real estate license and you're done. Or not really. This takes us to step number two, which is finding a broker. Now, obviously, you just gotten into real estate and there's a lot that you do not know. What you need to do is you have to look in your area for a broker. What a broker is going to do is they're going to help you with a lot more than just teaching you some basics. Now, a broker is responsible for giving you training. Oh, but it's important for me to note that the broker isn't hiring you. It's you that's technically hiring the broker. So you have to go ahead and you have to find somebody that is compatible with your needs. They'll train you and they will make sure that you know all there is to know about real estate. That way you don't go in blindly. Um, Now, just a little bit of caution. The reason why I say that you have to make sure that your broker is the perfect fit is because being a real estate agent means that you are getting paid purely commission. In other words, you get a good sum of the money, but then the broker also gets a good sum of the money for their training and everything. Now, it's your job to make sure that you're comfortable with the percentage of the commission that they're taking, because you more than likely won't be able to make much. Now, this goes ahead and takes us into our third and final step. You're officially a real estate agent, but you have to have patience. Now, you're more than likely not going to make a lot of money during your first year of real estate, which is the unfortunate truth. Not everybody goes in and are immediately able to gross $1 million or even a couple $100,000. You're more likely going to be looking at a couple thousand. Now, what your job is what your job is in your first year of being a real estate agent is making connections. Now, I cannot stress how important it is to make connections with a lot of the people around you. Make sure you're constantly trying to communicate, constantly trying to put yourself out there, because if you're not doing these things, you're more than likely not going to get that far in real estate. You see, being in real estate is all about having a certain hunger for it. You need to be willing to go outside, go out your comfort zone and look for leads. You have to find certain things that you need in order to make these sales, in order to make the living that you want to make. Now, I guess just to wrap it all up, the only things that you really need to do in order to be successful in real estate is, number one, you have to go ahead and you have to take those classes. Those classes are mandatory. Number two, you have to go ahead and you have to pass that test. Now, it is important that you pass the exam on the first try. You don't necessarily have to. Not everyone does. But if you do, this will definitely save you a couple of dollars, because you do have to pay for the exam. You will have to give up a couple of dollars. Just some certain things like that. Once you go ahead and pass the test, you have to find yourself a broker. Make sure you do a whole bunch of research. Now, the things that I will go ahead and say is that the broker, they have to be, I would definitely say that you need to find a broker that's close to you and a broker that you're comfortable with, okay? These are the two most important things. Make sure you gather all the knowledge that you definitely can until finally you can go ahead and you can begin your training. You're in real estate, you're making your sales until eventually you get the hang of it and financial stability. Thank you guys so much for stopping by today. You guys have an amazing time, all right? Bye.